This podcast contains explicit content.
A hardly focused production.
You are listening to
1 full hour of rip-roaring rap music.
The balance beam.
Prepare to engage.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
The Acc and Jack Show.
The Acc and Jack Show.
Those two damn boys, Buford and Bernardo.
Hello. We are the Acc and Jack Show. Chris Acciardi, Jack Gill. We are presented by Hardly Focused and the Solid Listen Podcast Network. You can find us at accandjack.com, accandjack.com. 300 episodes ago, we recorded an installment of this podcast, what it was called Talk Radio Meltdown, featuring you, Acc, me, Jack, and Zach Ward. And the episode was titled Old Times, and it was a precursor to the Acc and Jack Show being revived in earnest just a couple of years later. Therefore, it is only right that the 699th episode of this podcast feature you and I and Zach in spirit.
Absolutely. Wow, that was only 300 episodes ago. I honestly would have thought it was longer ago.
I thought it was sooner. Originally, I wrote down 200 episodes ago, and then I looked it up, and yeah, I thought 499 was that Acc and Jack episode, and it wasn't. It was it was 399. So you know what that was? That had to have been 2019 then, because 500.
Yeah,
500 was 2021, and I think that was the last time Kate was on the show. But that was a big, because like everybody was on that episode. Mm-hmm. But it was still in the height of the pandemic, so
right.
And I know Kate was here in person, but obviously everyone else was remote. But then the episode 399, that was you and Zach, but all in the studio together. So that had to have been pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think Zach was still local. You were in Boston already at that point, but I think you were staying in town. Just with your parents.
Yeah, so I think that's right.
So we coordinated around that.
Yep.
I wrote this out. I'm writing this out, though. 300 episodes. Like, goddamn. The thing about podcasts is people start one, right? They start one and they run out of content. They run out of steam.
They die.
Yeah. After a handful of episodes, some people record like one or two, and then that's it. They just run out of ideas. Some record a handful, and then they run out of ideas and then get divorced.
See, we beat it to the punch. We broke the system by never having an idea in the first place.
Correct. See, this is a show like this has longevity because we're goofing on the news, as you and I have been doing, Acc, since 2006 with a slight decade-long gap in between. But there's always news. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we always have material with which to work. But people who try to do this, especially if they like have a theme behind it, if they want to, if they have some sort of gimmick, then they run out of steam. Or here's the thing: if you're gonna do this, at least set yourself a goal. Like, if I make it to 20 episodes, I've accomplished what I set out to do. Mm-hmm. And if you happen to go past 20 episodes, great. But give yourself a minimum, and then try to do it that way. Oh, and then the worst are when the people like go out and they spend money on the equipment. And they think it was like, oh, we gotta buy the $600 Shure SM7B microphones, and we gotta buy the Rode board, and we gotta get all this stuff, and I gotta build a studio in my house with fancy shit all over the walls. And then they give up after 5 episodes.
Yep.
And then people ask like, hey, how's that podcast going? How's that going? And they change the subject immediately.
I've decided to get really into microbrewing instead.
The what do we got? The perpetual hobbyist.
Yeah.
I don't know if perpetual is the right word.
I was browsing through, I think Time Magazine recently did their top 100 podcasts of all time, which, by the way, massive snub of Hardly Focused. Absolutely unforgivable snub.
We got snubbed. We got hosed, Tommy.
Yep. But yeah, I was reading through some of them, and a lot of them are just like wildly specific. It'll be like, this podcast chronicles the nightlife of being a gay Latino in San Francisco in the year 1972. And I'm just like, so that's like, what, one episode? Like, how do you, I don't think you're getting 700 episodes of content out of that. These like, I guess, well, I don't really listen to much podcasts, so I'm probably making myself out to be ignorant here. Are there a lot of them that are just like mini series, basically? Like, we are going to do 6 episodes. That is our full story, and then we are done.
Yeah,
is that common?
The murder ones, especially, because there's only so much you can do about that. So now podcasts do seasons. Like when when I upload episodes of this show, there's a field in the UI for season number, and I've always left it blank because we don't do that. We don't we're too cool for
1,
that.
baby.
Sure. So it'll be, they do it like, they're almost kind of like doing like a Netflix thing, like they want to, like season 1 is going to be about, if it's a murder podcast, then it's going to be about the, one specific case. And then if there's another murder, and then that's season 2. But yeah, and it's always, it sounds like you're listening to an NPR broadcast too, because the hosts are always soft-spoken, and their names are always, the last names are always hyphenated. They always have many names, and it somehow people are listening, and there are a lot of listeners, and they end up on these top 10 lists, and my gosh, it's just so boring.
Yeah,
it's so boring. No, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts either. I listen to radio shows and then make my podcast sound like a radio show. But
I think that's the diff. Yeah, this feels less like a podcast and more like an afternoon radio show.
Yes. And the goal is to hit mornings, and by that I mean impersonate, pretend we're mornings. I mean, we're kind of there because the 6 a.m. hours usually, people are still sleeping, so you can usually have a little bit more fun and be a little bit more loose. It's usually later in the shows when you want to really start focusing on the content, because then people will have awoken at that point. And
the nonstop rock o'clock.
Yep, that's when you gotta start playing the most music in the morning. Do I have that in here? Was it WCOZ? WZOU?
It's the morning zoo with the most music in the morning.
Yeah, didn't you know? I was going to reference GTA 3, and I feel like over the years you've met or worked with this man, one of the radio DJs, who he just goes like, people always come up to me and say, "Hey, why are you such a cliche?" Well, they don't pay me to have original thoughts. They pay me to do nonstop rock around the clock, baby.
You're quoting DJ Michael Hunt.
Yes.
Sorry, Michael Axe Wound Hunt from Head Radio. That was our friend Russ, who we did meet when he was working at the Wolf, which is the radio station that is in Mohegan Sun.
Okay.
In Connecticut.
So yeah, I met that guy.
You
right?
did.
I was with you.
Yes. He gave us a tour because he was working down there, and it was my bachelor party, and he gave us a tour of the radio station, and I remember at the end of it, I made a GTA 3 reference, and he went with it. I think he quoted it, and I remember you all of a sudden go, "Wait a minute, that's you?"
Yeah. For some reason, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pretty sure Jack has told me he's met this guy. Oh, I've met this guy. Okay.
Yep, I've been drinking again.
Yeah, Russ is a good guy. He's out in Iowa now, and he's running a rock station out there. But Russ saved the show once. Back when I had physical hardware, like processors, audio processors, one of them fried on me, not on air like this time.
It's like they keep touting it as an improvement upon the last version. This one will.
But it was still pretty bad when that happened, and Russ came through, and I remember I think I posted something on Facebook like, "Hey, we have our donation page if you want to help us out because we need new equipment." And Russ sent me a message like, "Hey, what do you need? What's your address? I got you, bud."
That's awesome.
Russ has always supported this show. I appreciate Russ. I think
friend of the show.
Unfortunately, I've fallen out of contact with him, but I still have immense respect for him for as a broadcaster, and obviously as GTA 3, because that was when I became familiar with him. And I'm sure I've talked about it on the show, but because Laszlo was the guy behind all the radio station stuff in the Grand Theft Auto games, and he was based out of New York City, he pretty much just reached out to all of his radio friends. Like, he pulled out his Rolodex for Grand Theft Auto 3 and asked all these people if they want to contribute. So everything you hear in those games, and this remains to be seen with GTA 6 because Lazo has since left Rockstar Games, but between GTA 3 and GTA 5, everything you hear on the radio is done 100% by people in the industry.
Yep. That's awesome.
All real DJs, all real production people. My buddy Jeff Berlin does the production for a bunch of stations in the games, and he does it all himself. They just send him like the script or like the bare bones stuff, but they're like, "Hey, you're the production guy. You make something out of it." So he does, and it sounds great.
Yeah. Why micromanage the people who know what they're doing?
Yep. So hopefully GTA 6 has something more comparable to that. Even Saints Row Act, because they were, that being just a Grand Theft Auto ripoff. Same deal there. They did something very similar with the radio stations in that game. But again, GTA is going to be the gold standard.
Yeah, of course.
But it does scare me a little bit that we will not have that same top tier quality if Lazo's not around. Now, if they got like someone else involved in the industry to take part and do all this, because a lot of those people that made the Grand Theft Auto games sound as good as they are and even be as good as they are. They've all left the company. Laszlo's gone. Craig Connor, who does all of the say in-house music. Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 3 has a bunch of fake bands.
Yeah,
because it doesn't have any licensed music.
Exactly. Yeah.
Craig Connor recorded, I'm going to say hundreds. It's not really hundreds. It's probably more like maybe about 100 hours of music under all these fake band names. Like, there were parodies of like boy bands and all these things, but he wrote all that himself. Yeah. And he did all that himself. Like, he is like almost all of Head Radio, for example, is all just this one guy, Craig Connor.
Yep.
But he's gone. And then at the, management level, one of the Hauser brothers is gone. Leslie Benzies very controversially and publicly exited the company, started up his own studio, released a game called Mind's Eye. And I don't know if you followed that, but it's considered one of the worst games ever made.
I don't think I've ever heard of that now.
Oh, fall down that rabbit hole. It just came out maybe 2 months ago, and it's him trying to do Grand Theft Auto, and it's just not good.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that.
Yeah, it's a polished turd is what it is.
There's a YouTube channel I've watched a few videos of that's just called What Happened.
Yeah.
And each episode is like a massive video game flop. Let me see if I can just find it so I can properly. Oh, it's Matt McMuscles is the name of the channel. but they do these videos. It's called What Happened, and it basically takes a video game that went horrendously wrong and does a like half-hour deep dive into the development history and production choices that resulted in it being the steaming pile of garbage it would come to be. Because we've talked about this before when we talk about famously bad movies and famously bad video games is, there's a lot of people who really pour their like heart and soul into this stuff. And it's usually just tremendously bad, like, what do you want to call, like, production or like the head honchos just make tremendously bad calls.
Yeah.
That caused the entire thing to just go up in flames.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably like half the time. I read Jason Schreier is, like when Schreier reports on stuff in the video game industry for Bloomberg, it's that's going to be like the hot ticket right there, because he has all these contacts and insider info, and he's the one reporting on either leaks or things going bad in the industry. And the book, he did this one book about basically that, and what you just described, Acc, and Ken Levine.
Yeah, I know Ken Levine, yeah,
the BioShock guy.
Yeah,
he has his own chapter. Because I'd say 50% of it is the studio like leadership from the business standpoint, all run by C-suite, all these suits who don't understand a thing about the industry. They only care about the numbers. And then the other 50%, or maybe 30% minimum, 50% max, are people like Ken Levine who have the vision, but they don't know how to articulate it. And then they can't stick to a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why BioShock Infinite is, it's a fantastic game, but the development was absolute hell. I think all the BioShocks went through hell under Ken Levine's direction. And then his new game, Judas, which that might not even ever come out.
I was going to say that was announced years ago, and as far as I know, is not made any progress.
Sure, we saw it for the first time, I think, 3 years ago. But the game has been in development since 2014.
Yeah,
right here in Boston. But and it looks like BioShock too. Which
exactly, yeah.
It's how
that was the first thing everyone noticed.
Yeah, it's basically just going to be BioShock under a different name. But and I guarantee you, the reason this game has taken so long to be developed is that they've restarted development at least once, because he's had some you decided overnight, you know what, everything you've been working on, scrap it because I had this amazing idea.
Right. And the character should be able to turn things into chocolate with his mind.
Sure. And then check in 3 months later, show the vertical slice of that exact thing, and have Ken Levine go, "What is this? I don't remember asking for this."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we talked about Iowa, and we do have a segment we haven't done on this podcast in a while coming up. How fucking dumb are you? And we are gonna go out to the Midwest, not necessarily Iowa, but Nebraska, which is right next door, because nothing happens out there. You know what happens out there is like tornadoes.
Yeah.
And farming. So people get bored. But let's start with this, Acc, because this is some great 8 a.m. content right here. And anything involving farts or human fecal matter it's funny.
With
fecal matter, human fecal matter.
You have my attention.
So, New York Post posted about this today, the 13th of August, but they are referencing a Reddit post from this past June. Now, I believe what happened is that this showed up on one of the best of subreddits quite recently, and the original post has since been deleted. But as we know, everything on the internet lasts forever. Nothing is temporary. So this is a Am I the Asshole? AITH.
Emphasis on asshole.
AITAH. Forgive me. Am I the hole? That's a different.
Ass I the hole.
But the post was titled, "I dumped my disgusting boyfriend because he refused to wipe his butt. It made me physically sick to be near him." I will preface this, Acc, with every once in a while on Ask Reddit, posts will come up about like, why did you leave your significant other? Why did you get divorced? Every once in a while, these come up. And there's always at least one post from someone who says, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my wife, husband. And it's not just the men to do this. But there's always at least one that says, my significant other didn't know how to wipe their own ass.
I don't know that I've ever come across that.
That's hilarious.
I don't deep dive into these Reddit threads enough, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. I'm reading this and I'm like, my first thought was, oh boy, another one. This seems to be common enough that like divorces occur because of it. You would think it's basic human hygiene.
Yeah. Every now and again, I'll like find out about a Twitter controversy about something like this. Like there was a big one, a famous one from a year or two back of people on Twitter reacting to people who don't wash their legs when they shower. This being a big controversy. Some people saying, no, you don't need to wash your legs. You wash your torso and then the soapy water runs down your body and that's good enough. And other people going, no, it isn't. Wash your legs. So
it's not that hard.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm a leg washer. I like to wash every part of me when I'm in the shower.
Sure. I was even I just returned from New York City. Boy, my arm's tired. And don't you know it, Acc? We're in the muggiest summer since 1981. And my word, it was hot down there. I made the mistake, too. I forgot to bring shorts with me. So I'm walking around in jeans, and I'm just dripping sweat. So in the hotel shower, I just scrubbed with the bottle that's labeled gel douche. And that included the legs. That included everything.
Oh, yeah. Inside and out.
Only just to then go back outside and then within seconds start dripping sweat again. I brought gym shorts with me, like, because I sleep in gym shorts, but I refuse to wear them outside the house. Unless I'm like actually going to the gym, which, but like because I see them as pajamas. Like if I wear them to bed, then I'm not going to wear them out.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I was desperate. And I'm like, you know what? I'm wearing the gym shorts home because A, 4-hour long commute, gotta be comfortable. But B, it is so goddamn humid out. Like I'm not wearing jeans. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I've literally sweat through these pants. Like I'm surprised my legs aren't blue.
Yeah,
because like the dye of the jeans getting wet and rubbing off on me.
Yeah.
But that's all to say, I too wash my legs and my ass.
Yeah.
Because you would think it's common sense that you would do that. Now, some of these posts I see where people say like, oh, I left my significant other because they don't know how to clean their own ass. I've seen like the argument that they don't want to waste toilet paper, or they think that like toilet paper is bad for the environment and plumbing and whatnot. So they like will use one square, no more than one square. And basically like, and if it's a disaster area, well, you get one
Just
square.
move along.
Sure. Yeah. That's it.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. You've done a little bit, but not enough. So like I said, it's more common than you think. I mean, there's even certain cultures out there that I think it's I'm going to say it's quite normal for them, where the hygiene is very limited.
Right.
The post on Reddit is as follows. I, 26-year-old female, have been dating my boyfriend, 27-year-old male, for almost a year. We moved in together 3 months ago, and for the most part, things have been fine. He's funny, smart, we have good chemistry, we share similar goals for the future. We crack the knuckles here because we know this is going to get good. I don't think you have similar goals if the ultimate problem here is that the guy has an inability to wipe his own ass.
Yeah, does that count as a goal?
I count that as a goal, a daily goal for myself. Am I clean? Yes or no? If no, go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
The post continues. That said, there's been a problem, a really gross, ridiculous problem. When he first moved in, I noticed that he never had toilet paper rolls in his bathroom. We have a 2-bathroom setup and tend to use separate ones most of the time. Acc, I'm assuming you've only got one bathroom in your
That is
abode.
correct.
Yeah. Well, if and when you upgrade the his and hers bathroom, wonderful concept. Even though my bathroom is now, for some reason, Becky's been using mine and not hers.
You know, it is funny. For 10 years now, we've been living here and have had only the one bathroom. And I have the entire time had this neurotic terror that the day will come when both Stephanie and I get explosive diarrhea at the exact same moment. What do we do? That has never happened. We have avoided that situation. God willing, that day never comes. But it's always in the back of my mind. Like, are we ready to face if and when that day should ever come with only one bathroom?
It's just gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah. I believe that the last time I voiced this to her, she said one of us would just have to go in the bathtub, which I guess is, I can't think of a better solution.
Sure. Yeah. And just block your ears.
Yeah.
Put a mask over your eyes and block your ears. But yeah, so like the two of you have never had food poisoning at the same time?
No,
there?
never.
Okay, good. I'll knock on wood for you.
Individually gotten sick, but never at the same time.
Okay. I mean, I've lived in apartments that only had one bathroom. I'd say you'd have to be spending a lot of money on rent to have two bathrooms in one apartment, but I know it is possible. So I have lived in apartments where you only have the one bathroom, and I recall being in the shower one night and Nicole knocking on the door and saying, I really have to pee. Mm-hmm. Being like, boy, this is going to be awkward. And then Kate when Kate and I lived together in our first apartment, only apartment actually, she got like food poisoning, and I basically couldn't use the bathroom at all. She was locked in it for like 6 hours because she was just like on the floor in the fetal position. And but I've also, now here's the thing, I've when Nicole and I lived together, like a week into living in that apartment, the toilet went on the fritz. Mm-hmm. And the day we were waiting all day for someone to show up to fix it, and it was 2 days. Oh man, that was an ordeal. So if you had to pee, you were peeing in the shower.
Oh boy. And
if you had to take a dump, you know what I did? I drove down the street to the Walmart.
That's fair.
Because
it's not a bad plan.
Because oddly enough, though, the Walmart bathroom is very clean.
And I'm like, I can see that. Yeah.
And it's, as long as everything's in working order physically, then you're only going to be there, once per day.
Right. Yeah, true.
But anyway, I digress. Back to the poop. Yeah, I mean, Godspeed to you, Acc, with your one bathroom. The post continues. So saying that his bathroom, quote unquote, his bathroom has no toilet paper rolls. So she says, I figured maybe he used wipes or something else, like dude wipes, those things. Mm-hmm. But then I started noticing smells, like awful smells. Sometimes his laundry would stink in a very specific way. I thought maybe it was just bad hygiene in general, so I brought it up. He got really defensive and basically told me to drop it. Eventually, after too many suspiciously stained boxers and just a level of funk no grown man should be walking around with, I asked him point blank, do you wipe after you poop? He shrugged and said, nah, wiping is kind of gay. Why would I touch my own ass?
Fascinating. It's just deeply fascinating.
So you think this dude just doesn't look at himself naked in the mirror?
Probably. I guess so.
Why would I touch my own ass?
Yeah, and I mean, I believe it. That seems like the kind of thing like the fuck is that guy's name? The influencer who got arrested for, trafficking women.
Oh, Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate, thank you. It sounds like something he would say. And, he's apparently taken seriously by a lot of people. So
yeah, Andrew Tate's a piece of garbage. But like, there's part of me that thinks it's just trolling. It's high level trolling. I mean, I think that's just the world in which we live now. Is that none of these people are serious.
Yeah.
The voice boxes, they're not serious, but unfortunately they're fueling the people that are.
Exactly.
The people that are serious, thankfully they're not in these positions of power. And if they do end up in these positions of power, then they're like George Santos and they shoot themselves in the feet immediately and end up in jail for 20 years. But anyway, yeah, that does sound like an Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
line.
it does. He would tell his audience, don't wipe your ass because that shit's gay.
Even like Andrew Tate aside, like who are you around? Who are you spending time with that influences you to have these thoughts, right? Like growing up, like who told you this? Like, where did you get? Because now, obviously, you can point to an influencer on Instagram or what have you, like Andrew Tate. But like before that, like who, before influencers were a thing, who are you listening to that told you this?
Right.
Like, were you made fun of, like as a lad? Like middle school's awful, Acc. You know that.
Oh, of course.
Middle school is an awful time, and when we were in middle school, everything was gay.
Yeah.
You do something dumb, you're gay. Yep. You exist, you're gay. And I wouldn't put it past.
Ha, you love your fellow man, you're gay.
Ha, you love your mother, you're gay. You're in a relationship with a woman, you're gay. You go to church every Sunday, you're gay. Like that's what it was.
Yeah.
In middle school.
Yeah, seriously.
Your parents died in a fiery car accident, you're gay. That's what we lived with.
Yep.
9/11, you're gay.
9/11.
So, yeah, I wouldn't put it past. Like, I was called gay for everything, just merely existing. And I can see someone like just being screwed up to the point where thinking like, okay, well, I'm just not going to wipe my own ass because I was called gay once in the 7th grade for something completely unrelated.
Yeah. And I mean, that's extremely fucked up and stupid. But also, I believe that is something that a confused young man might genuinely believe.
Someone in a 4th grade, which, I'd say from like 4th grade on, everything is terrible. And not just like through school, through life. Like it's
third grade's the last good year you're ever going to get.
Listen, if you're 8 years old and you're listening to this podcast,
we're in trouble. Please don't tell anyone about us.
Just know that once you get to the 4th grade, it's all downhill from there. This is going to be like Billy Madison squishing the fat kid's cheeks. Stay in the 3rd grade forever. Stay here as long as you can. Yeah, I remember someone once in the 4th grade told me that my breath stank. And I think to this day it's impacted me because Becky will even say to me, she's like, you really, like when you brush your teeth, you brush really hard. Like, I don't think you're supposed to brush that hard. And there's 2 parts to that. First, my dentist tells me that my teeth are always like great when I go for my cleaning. Probably because I am brushing so hard. But then the other part of it is once in the 4th grade, I was told my breath stank. So now I put a lot of effort into brushing my teeth to ensure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think that's true. I'm sure I could think of some similar examples for me.
The post continues. So he says, no, wiping is kind of gay. Why would I touch my own ass? She continues, I thought he was joking. I laughed. He didn't. Turns out he legitimately believes that wiping makes you gay and that real men just let it fall out and go about their day. That sounds like my old dog. My 12-year-old dog who's got arthritis and titanium legs where squatting for extended periods of time, and by that I mean longer than 2 seconds, is an uncomfortable ordeal. So when he goes outside the shit, he just walks around and it just falls out of him.
Yep.
But at least,
yeah, pretty much.
At least he's not senile enough to the point where he's doing it inside. He at least tells us, I need to go out and walk around so I can shit while I walk around.
And at least he's not gay. That is one heterosexual dog you got there.
We call them fucking bitches. Real men just let it fall out and go about their day. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I told him that's not only stupid, but also incredibly unhygienic, and honestly, it's making me feel physically sick to be near him sometimes. He said I was being judgmental and that I should, quote, accept him for who he is. I told him I draw the line at poop. I said if he doesn't start wiping and take basic hygiene seriously, I'd have to reconsider the relationship. He's now sulking and accusing me of being shallow, saying I'm, quote, prioritizing societal expectations over true love. He even texted me a link to, quote, men's rights subreddit post about how wiping is emasculating. Now I'm wondering.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for threatening to break up with my boyfriend over something as, quote, small as wiping? So a couple of things here immediately as I was reading this out loud. So this dude seems to be intelligent enough to not only articulate but understand the term societal expectations and emasculating, yet he's not smart enough to wipe his own ass.
Yeah, to a point, I can almost get what he's trying to say, but like, we're talking about the literal senses here, right? The sense of smell isn't something you can just like pretend you don't have. If something smells bad, that's going to impact your day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, oh, well, society just wants me to think this smells bad. Sure. No, it actually smells bad.
And I would say in that scenario, like, it depends on where you are. Because like again, I was in New York City yesterday into today. And New York City, for the most part, smells bad. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason for that. You're smelling the city. You're smelling like the garbage and the sewer. And it's just sort of a smell that you know it's there, but you just kind of go about your day.
Right.
And that's just part of the charm. At the same time, however, this has happened twice now in the past few months. The first time was when I was at the DCU Center in Worcester for the for Brand New's reunion tour. And I'm talking to my buddies from WF and Acc, who I ran into, Charlie from the Sandbox, who's been on this show, Ed Oliveira, who's been on this show, and then Kevin Begley from Star 99.9 in Connecticut. There we go. And while I'm in the process of catching up with Charlie from the Sandbox, meeting Kevin Begley for the first time, and meeting in person Ed for the first time. That's what I love. We've done the podcast together. Never met the guy in person until we were standing out in the concourse waiting for the show. All catching up, all shooting the shit until literally someone standing near us shit their pants.
Oh my God.
Like, that's what had to have happened, because while we're talking, all of a sudden the smell just overcame us and all four of us just turned around like, what the hell is that?
Oh my God.
And that person, someone on the Brand New subreddit, when they were talking about the Worcester show, like a day or two later, mentioned that someone in their section just kept farting, and it was so bad. And then they said to whoever kept farting throughout the show, I hope you went to the hospital afterwards, because good Lord, was that just awful.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. And then a few weeks later, Becky and I went to the Coldplay show at Gillette Stadium. We went to the uneventful of the two shows.
You missed the fun one.
The only fun thing that happened was a fight broke out in front of us. But we walked by one of the because when you park out in the fields across from Gillette Stadium, there's porta potties everywhere. Mm-hmm. And look, I get it. It's a porta potty. Like, There's a reason those things exist. But we walked by one, and honestly, I think I would want to smell human death and decay more than what I smelled walking by that porta potty. Here's the thing. Here is the thing. I'm not silent about these things. When something smells that bad, I'm going to call attention to it because I need people around me to know this smells bad. Don't come over here. And there's a good chance it wasn't me.
Mm.
It's like, and if someone is standing next to me and they shit their pants and they're trying to be all like clandestine about it, no, dude, that's a problem. That's a hazmat situation.
Yeah, exactly. We're dealing with toxic waste here.
Like you need to do something about that. Where is it? Is it this one?
It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So if you are just living every day without wiping yourself, then you're not doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
So with the dogs too. So you know how like dogs will scoot around on the carpet?
Yeah. Yep.
You know what that is? It's because dogs don't wipe themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd do it.
So they got the dingleberries.
Yep.
They got the shit on their butt. Like that, they're itchy.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what we do with Cooper and Jace is we buy they're called earth wipes.
Mm-hmm.
Find them anywhere. When they come inside after they take a dump, we just wipe them down.
Okay.
We just wipe their asses. And like, yeah, it's I don't call it an ordeal. It's like, obviously it's definitely not the first thing I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But they certainly feel better after it's done.
Yeah, that's nice.
And I notice and if I see like Cooper, if he does start scooting on the carpet, I throw his ass outside and we're not going in until he does something about it.
Yep.
And then when he comes in, he gets wiped down.
Yeah.
Because that's normal. It's what you do. And above all, because I have one, goddamn, get a bidet. Oh, bidets are great.
You know, I've heard wonderful things. We do not have one, but I am sure they are the future.
Well, 2020, when everybody decided they needed toilet paper, because a whole lot of irony in that statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a bidet because like I'm not going to be able to find toilet paper anywhere. I'll just shoot myself in the ass with water instead.
Yeah.
But it's believe it or not, more hygienic. You actually
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah. You feel great afterwards. I mean, there's a reason why like every country but the United States.
Yeah, they're just completely standard.
They're commonplace, yes. Yep. Now, I don't have the fancy one that like where the water, it's like temperature regulated. But
hello, sir. How may I tickle your asshole today?
Do you remember that? I think it was The Simpsons when they go to Japan and Homer's like impressed by the toilet and the toilet says something like, it's like, "Good evening. I am honored to accept your waste."
Yes.
And then when the bidet starts spraying and all, it's just like, it looks like a fountain show. It's all different colors.
Yep.
And then everybody else, they get epilepsy watching Pokemon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an update to this Reddit thread. I'm really, really happy that we've spent the entire episode talking about this. There's an update to this Reddit thread. And again, it's been deleted. I think OP just deleted their account, but it was archived.
Yeah.
And this is what the post is reporting on. Hey, again, I wanted to give an update because, well, it happened. I broke up with him. And it was somehow even messier than I expected, no pun intended. Oh, so the pun, by the way, so the last sentence of the previous post was, "Now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for threatening to break up with my boyfriend over something as quote unquote small as wiping?"
Mm-hmm.
Small? Because he has a small weenus. Because you have to. If you're that concerned about this, there's a lot more going on that we got to talk about.
Right, exactly. There's serious layers of psychological damage at play here.
Sure. Post continues. I sat him down and told him I couldn't do this anymore. I explained everything calmly, that it wasn't just about wiping, but about respect for me, for himself, and for any space we shared. That I was exhausted from living in constant secondhand filth. That I genuinely couldn't picture a future with someone who refused to do the most basic thing to stay clean. He stared at me in silence for a few seconds, then laughed. Like this weird fake laugh. Then he got super defensive and said, quote, "Wow, so I guess you never actually cared about me. This is what ends us over wiping?" Well, yes.
Yeah. God, I mean, like, talk about not caring. Like, you're really not willing to start wiping to preserve the relationship. That, to me, is the mark of not caring.
There are three things I can think of that are up there with, like, you know, relationship enders, where I can see someone being like, so this is it. This is the reason. Hating other races, abusing animals, and not wiping your own ass.
I think that's a very reasonable list.
Yep. No particular order, by the way.
So that's it after all these years. So long and good luck.
I don't recall saying good luck. Crackers are a family food. Happy families. Maybe single people eat crackers. Oh, we don't know. Frankly, that's a market we could do without. Come on, that entire exchange is
maybe
great.
People who don't wipe their asses eat crackers, but we don't know.
It's called "Can I Borrow a Roll of Toilet Paper?" And it's got your picture on the front. She continues. I said, "I'm not asking you to change your personality. I'm asking you to not smell like shit." That's when it got dramatic. I love how this is when it gets dramatic. He stood up, threw his keys on the couch, and said, quote, "You're just like everybody else, judgmental and shallow." Then he packed a duffel bag like he was storming out of a movie, grabbing random stuff like a pair of mismatched socks, 2 deodorants, the irony, and a frozen burrito from the freezer.
Also the irony.
That's also the irony. That's... Yeah, that might be the cause to some of these issues here.
How many of those do you eat a day?
Hey, look, in all seriousness, those are pretty cheap. Like if you go to the supermarket, like, and you're in the frozen aisle, like the individually wrapped frozen burritos, I think probably now because of inflation, probably over $1. But for a long time, those were like 99 cents. I used to get those all the time when I worked at the supermarket in the frozen stock and frozen food. And boy, did I feel awful. Before he left, he looked at me and said, "You'll regret this. You'll never find another guy like me." It's like channeling Taylor Swift right there. "I promise you'll never find another like me." I bet you know what, though? I bet Taylor Swift wipes her own ass.
At this point, I think everyone should leave.
You know, or I mean, her ass gets wiped, whether she does it herself or has people for that. Either way, it happens.
Travis Kelce's wiping her ass. she's just like, "Lover, look, I don't do this on my own. I have people do this for me. Could you wipe my ass?" And Travis Kelce says, "Well, I've won a few Super Bowls, so why not?"
There are people who pay good money to wipe her ass.
Oh my God, yes. There really are.
You got deadly serious just now.
In the adjacent room, Rebecca Hill is one of them. She would look Taylor Swift right in the eyes and say, "I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything to you."
Becky Hill.
Becky Hill's reputation was left in shambles
because she offered to wipe Taylor Swift's ass.
Yeah.
You know, she's
honored to take your waste, ma'am.
We're kind of in competition right now, the night that we're recording this episode. I'm sure it's ended by now, but the Kelce Brothers podcast with Taylor announcing her new album was airing. And I know Becky's like in the other room right now, not paying attention to us.
Right.
But rather filling a notebook full of all the little minutia that was spoken of.
All the fucking, what the hell was the name
theories?
Of that? Yeah, the
Easter eggs,
Zodiac killer.
Yes,
all the Zodiac killer like notes
Yeah, she's Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
There's just yarn everywhere connected to thumbtacks. Now, Taylor said 1 hour and 17 seconds in this podcast. What do you think that means?
Ms. Hill was attracted by the siren call of celebrity.
All right, so this guy says, you'll regret this. You'll never find another guy like me. And the girl here, she said, I just said that's kind of the point. The post continues. He slammed the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. He texted me a few times since, mostly passive-aggressive stuff like, quote, I hope your next guy wipes and lies to you about it.
Wait, what? Did he... Did you read that wrong, or does that not make sense?
I didn't even read that part ahead of time. That's great. Hold on, I gotta reread this. He slammed the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. He texted me a few times since, mostly passive-aggressive stuff like, quote, hope your next guy wipes and lies to you about it. And
it doesn't make any sense. That's a nonsense phrase. Why would that be a threat? I don't understand.
God damn, come on, Elizabeth. Oh, it's the big one.
Oh, it's the worst one. This is the big one. I'm dying. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey.
Oh, I've not laughed that hard in a while. Oh, my God. God, not since Orson Welles. I have not laughed that hard.
Ah, the French.
Jesus. It's not even the end of the sentence. That's the best
Oh, my God.
Mostly passive-aggressive stuff like, hope your next guy wipes and lies to you about it, and, quote, real men don't fold the toilet paper, or real men don't fold for toilet paper.
Oh, my God. I think he's going to be surprised when he learns no one on Earth has ever thought about this issue as much as he has.
Real men don't fold for toilet paper. This guy's clever. Again, there's this intelligence to come up with something like that, but then to just be against the concept of wiping.
Yeah. Very odd.
It continues. Since you left, I've deep cleaned the apartment, burned a candle, and have done 5 loads of laundry. I cannot tell you how amazing it feels to sit on a couch and not wonder if it's been in contact with poop.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the appeal.
Yeah. All right, now I can kind of relate to that last sentence because my dog Jace is 12 years old. Now we're in the senior years of dog. And look, like once you get to be a certain age, like you start to lose control of some things, and
it happens to the best of us.
So Jace has definitely shit the couch a couple times in his sleep, which is in hindsight really fucking funny. But like in the moment, oh God, no, we got to deal with this. Now we've gone on Amazon and have bought couch covers. Also because we've got 4 animals in the house. There's so much hair. But the covers are nice because then when Jay has his sleep shit, we can just it's very easy to clean at that point. So I think OP here should invest in that because it's not expensive on Amazon. Thank you, Stephanie. But yeah. We also now we pay attention to Jace more now. If he starts even seeming like he's going to be antsy, then I want to avoid the sleep shits. So we go outside.
Yeah, I get that.
We go outside and watch him walk around as it just falls out of him.
Oh my God,
I love Jace. I love him.
The things we do for our beloved pets.
He's a good boy, but he's old.
And shit's falling out of them.
Shit's falling out of them. You know what though? It is kind of like, because I've had Cooper since he was months old, so I'm used to I've just used to young dog, and even now Cooper's gonna be 9 years old, so like everybody's getting up there in age. Maybe I'm gonna be that person that adopts elderly dogs. Elderly dogs need love. There are people that look at them and say like, it's kind of like like Leonardo DiCaprio in Women.
Yeah.
These people look at dogs and say like, look, you're 10 years old. I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Remember, we're talking about animals here. Anyway, that's
too old.
Anyway, that's the story. So, the moral, the lesson. Fucking wipe yourself.
I'm just imagining like this boyfriend when the woman finally like finds a new man and the boyfriend is like, well, does he wipe? Does he not wipe? What are his thoughts on toilet paper? Does he fold or crumple? And her being able to just respond, I don't know. It's never come up because it hasn't had to.
Right. It's common sense. It's unspoken. Becky's trying to break the stigma with me. Like Kate and I living together. I don't know like what the awkwardness was behind this, but I'm not someone who announces these things. It's just something we just don't talk about.
Okay.
And like I would literally just tell Kate, like if I needed to go, I'd just be like, I'll be right back. And that would be it. Like they're just that was that. I wouldn't even come up with something clever like I gotta go to the office.
Yeah.
Or I gotta go see a guy about a horse. Apparently that's a thing that people say. I learned one recently about taking a piss. If you're a guy, you say, I gotta go to the bathroom and shake hands with an old friend.
I do like that. I've not heard that before.
But Becky, she's just like, you're weird. I don't understand you. We gotta fix some things here.
Becky Hill.
So in the mornings, she'll just walk in. She barges into the studio, and will just proclaim, "I gotta poop." Okay,
Good.
dear. Okay, dear. That's great.
I'm happy.
Have fun. Good luck. Don't hurt yourself. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
I'm still weird though. Becky will even ask me. I'm like, I'll get up and I'll be right back. And she goes, "Are you pooping?" And I'm like, I am.
I'll never tell.
No, dear. I'm going to masturbate. Okay, well, I said earlier in this episode that we would do this segment. It's been a minute since we've done it, but I'm happy to kick it off.
Hardly Focused
presents.
Do you finger your own asshole just to smell your own shit? Like, I don't get it. How fucking dumb are you?
Two things about that intro.
Yeah, surprisingly relevant.
Yes, that's the first thing. Surprisingly relevant. And then also, I thought I made an Acc and Jack variant, but apparently I didn't.
Oh.
All the other files underneath it are all listed Acc. With your name in it.
Aw, that's me.
But yeah, I made Acc and Jack variants for every other segment that we do. All three of them. But not that one. Anywho, how fucking dumb are you? So we'll go to Nebraska, where, again, nothing happens out there except for things like this. This coming from KTIV. According to a release from the Madison County Sheriff's Office, a deputy was patrolling on Highway 81 at approximately 1 a.m. This is what I love about places like Nebraska, because we don't say things like that in Massachusetts. We don't say Highway 90, Highway 93. I've talked about that here on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, but like, because out in California, you say the 405 or the 5, but you don't say that out here.
Mm-hmm.
Deputy patrolling Highway 81 at approximately 1 a.m. when he found a pickup truck with pulling a flatbed trailer without functioning lights. When deputies activated their emergency lights, the pickup truck failed to stop immediately and continued driving north before turning east onto the Northeast Industrial Highway. The pickup truck was hauling 2 motorcycles. When deputies approached the vehicle, they found the pickup's driver, later identified as 47-year-old Kip Paulston of Iowa. Oh, he's from Iowa. Okay. All right.
Okay. You got your Iowa story.
Yeah.
I know you were yearning for some Iowa.
They identified him as 47-year-old Kip Paulston of Iowa, completely nude, using a pair of pants to cover himself.
But not in the way that you would normally use a pair of pants to cover your nudity.
Sure, yeah, we're just draping them over ourselves instead of, actually applying them. According to deputies, when Paulston was asked why he was naked, he stated he was hot and allergic to his own sweat.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
No. No, I have not.
Imagine if I was allergic to my own sweat today, being in that New York City, that Brooklyn humidity. Ugh.
Yeah, that sounds like some nightmare fuel.
I'd be on the floor writhing in pain. A search was performed on the vehicle, and the following items were found. A container with a substance believed to be THC concentrate, a marijuana water pipe, and a black pistol case containing a BB gun with obscured serial numbers initially suspected to be a real firearm.
Huh.
I don't know if in Nebraska what the laws are out there about weed. Because, if it was Massachusetts, you'd probably...
Yeah, that wouldn't even be worth mentioning.
Sure. The article continues. As Paulston was placed inside the patrol car, deputies say he resisted, dropping to the ground where he refused to move. After the arrival of the backup deputy, Paulston was transferred to the Madison County Jail. So that's the first bit of stupidity here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe the second one if you're counting the inability to wear pants correctly. Both the motorcycles that were found on the flatbread. There were 2 motorcycles. Didn't get to this part, but there were 2 motorcycles on the flatbed. Both the motorcycles were run through dispatch. One of the motorcycles, a black Honda Goldwing, was reported stolen and will be used as evidence. The other motorcycle, a black Kawasaki, was registered to a different person, but was not listed as stolen. So the drugs, a stolen motorcycle, and an allergy to sweat.
And pants incorrectly applied.
A song was written about this guy, and it sounds like this.
Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Pull that one out of the archive.
That is a real
throwback.
Yeah. Wow. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. I love it. It's like, I guess this is kind of a given. Criminals aren't smart.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, unless like they are smart, but they also want to be caught, like the Unabomber, who was like legitimately smart. He just wanted to be caught.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, criminals aren't smart. So they just kind of set themselves up for things like this. But can they at least have some, like, I don't know, like humility? Like some decency about them?
Some pants?
So that's the first one. And then
and I mean, was he eating the flatbread while he drove the truck? What was, where did the sandwich come into this?
Or the pizza, if you will. Now, I would assume that despite what he's trying to accomplish here with the transporting of the stolen motorcycle and the inability to wear pants, that this fool cannot afford a flatbread.
Yeah, probably.
He probably doesn't even know what a flatbread is. But I bet he wipes his own ass.
You know, you're probably right. It's a low bar. It's a low bar, but God willing, he meets it.
So we'll go from Nebraska over to Tennessee to Memphis. Or I believe as they pronounce it out in, I think it's Egypt. They call it Memphis.
Really?
Yeah. And I played Assassin's Creed Origins. That's the one that's set in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And the big area on the map, and now it's labeled Memphis, but everyone, I believe they pronounce it Mumph.
That is interesting.
See, video games can teach you something.
Oh, yeah.
WREG reports on July 19th, police say they responded to a shooting in the 3000 block of Fostoria Road in southwest Memphis. Officers reported that DeCarlo Pitchford, 51, and his wife had gotten into a verbal argument. And when she tried to leave, he stopped her and shot her in the stomach, saying, quote, "I told you to stop playing with me." Police said Pitchford then took his wife to Regional 1 Hospital, but on the way there, he stopped for a beer. Priorities, man.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just like she's just like now it doesn't say like if it was like stopping at a bar?
Yeah, did he get her like a wine cooler or something?
I imagine she was just sitting out there in the car waiting for him while he went into the bar.
Yeah, but I hope he at least picked something up. You know, got her something too.
He came back. I didn't get you anything because you're having stomach problems.
Oh, that's thoughtful. Hey, wait a minute.
According to Law and Crime, Pitchford stands accused of 1 count each of attempted murder in the 2nd degree, domestic assault, being a felon in possession of a firearm, and theft of property between $1,000 and $2,500. Nothing mentioned about the beer, though. I think that should be counted as one of the charges here. Reluctancy? That's a word, right?
Yeah.
Reluctancy?
I don't know if it's a crime. Or even just, did he drink the beer while driving the rest of the way to the hospital?
Right, yeah. And
isn't that a crime?
Was he even a good beer, too? I mean, this guy strikes me as the kind of person that can only afford the cheap stuff, like a PBR. Or like a Keystone. Like not even draft. Yeah, I would love to know like what the context of, like, did you like run into the stop? Now we're gonna call them the Packy because we're from New England, but just like run in for a 40 ounce. Come out with that. But I love the priorities, man.
Yeah,
just along the way.
I like to imagine him saying like, "I'm in a hurry. My wife's bleeding out. Do I want a pack of gum? I guess I do have the change. No, I have half an unused pack of gum in my coat. I never finished those. It's not worth it. It's only 75 cents. Ah, hell with it. I'll buy the gum. Why are there 3 police cars parked outside?"
3-star wanted level at that point.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you where you live in where gum's only 75 cents.
I was just trying to get into the headspace of a Nebraska hillbilly.
Well, having now traveled through the backcountry of the Deep South when Becky and I went from Atlanta to Nashville and back, when we stopped at Piggly Wiggly right over the Tennessee state line. You know, it was off the highway, but like you're in the sticks at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was expressing my amazement at how cheap just a bottle of soda was. It was like $1.25.
Nice.
And around here is what, like $2.50, something like that. And I was excited about that. And meanwhile, Becky's telling me, don't call attention to the fact that you're a city boy, that you're not from these parts.
Don't let anyone know you squeal real pretty like.
Becky Hill.
Don't let them know that you got a real pretty mouth. So there you go. There's our dumb criminals. If you're not allergic to sweat and draping yourself in clothing while otherwise naked, then you're having complete disregard for your significant other. And if not for basic hygiene, then getting them to the emergency room so that they may be treated for the gunshot wound that you may or may not have inflicted upon them. We'll wrap with this.
This is the end.
The Acc and Jack Show.
The end.
We'll go to the skies, where a flight had to be diverted. I believe they were over Canada and had to be diverted to Newfoundland. Remember, that's how you pronounce it. It's not Newfoundland, even though that makes sense. No, it's Newfoundland.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a medical emergency, and now, typically when these things happen, you would hope that there might be a medical professional on board. Which, look, this would obviously it would jack up the price of airfare. But like you already have air marshals on flights now, all because of
9/11.
But you should also have just like an air medic, just like an undercover medic.
Yeah, I could see that.
You don't know that they're the medic, but when someone finally jumps up and asks, "Is there a doctor in the house?" they can stand up and say, well, "I'm a doctor and I'm in the house."
Now, why would it matter for us to not know that he's the medic?
Will you stop it with your logical questions and your rational thinking? What do you think? He's just going to sit on the plane wearing a white coat and a stethoscope?
Yes, in an apron and big white latex gloves.
And ironically, his name is Dr. Marshall. Anyway, here's the audio from, now this was recorded on TikTok, and it was the PA announcement from the captain announcing what was going on. That's the first part. And then the second part is what then happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. One of our passengers needs some medical care. We asked for a doctor. Nobody was on board. So we are now diverting to St. John in Newfoundland, Canada. We will have to offload this passenger to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. You'll be happy to learn that our passenger, which we saved her life, and she was a bit angry to be offloaded with the aircraft, and she gave us a finger when leaving the aircraft, and she's still doing so, being very angry at the hospital. That's it.
Wow. Like, why? Like, I'm going to miss my flight. I'm going to miss my, my changeover because of you.
Yeah.
No, you're going to miss your changeover because you had a medical emergency.
They're inconvenienced now by their own medical issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, it's the pilot's fault.
Of course.
Pilot's
How dare.
I like how even he's just straight up said, like, we saved her life.
Yep.
They didn't specify what the medical emergency was.
No, I was just going to power through that heart attack.
Someone who left a comment on this TikTok said, the pilot being French makes this even funnier for some reason. Mm-hmm. No, it's not for some reason. The French are just assholes. Like, they really are.
Yeah.
Like, they're just well, I mean, especially if you're American. Like, I get it. But
yeah, fair. We have it coming. Especially when
the French.
Especially when you flip off your pilot for saving your life.
Maybe she just hates French people. I don't know.
That could be.
Someone else says, normalize pilot gossip on the PA. We want to know too. Yeah.
I'm down for that.
I do like it when flight like attendants, pilots, like when they have fun, when they're not all professional. Mm-hmm. Like when they, especially when it comes to unruly passengers, like I like when they just have fun with it. Or
agreed.
Or if you have the flight attendant who knows that nobody pays attention to the safety instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So they just like get really animated about it.
Yeah.
I love
don't think.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever had that happen.
I've never had that. I've never had the fun flight like that. I mean, knock on wood, I've never had the unruly passenger. I've never had
a this motherfucker ain't real moment.
Nope. I've never
had diarrhea on the plane. Just nothing interesting ever happens.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Yeah, my flights are always just milk toast. We'll find out. I will be flying a few times over the course of the next few months. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I even flew Spirit once recently.
Yeah.
And the most exciting thing is that Becky screwed her leg up. Like
on the plane or unrelated?
On the plane. The leg room, never fly Spirit. The leg room is there's no like leg room like between the seats. And so you got to be careful about like how you get in and how you move about. I can understand the injury. It wasn't like, one of those like, it's not like when Kate split her tongue open eating pudding. It's not one of those like, how the hell did you do this? Like it's understandable what occurred. Becky was trying to maneuver around a large woman who didn't want to get up and move, so Becky could then shuffle her way into the seat because the woman was sitting in the aisle seat. And then because you can't like, I think they like charge like a ton to check your bags. So you try to carry everything on. And Becky shoved everything under her jacket.
Okay.
So not only did the woman not want to get up and move to allow Becky to shuffle into her seat, but then asked, I think what she asked, like when you were due or something like that. Like she's like, oh, I thought you were carrying a baby.
I thought that was a baby.
Like, no, it's just my belongings. It's everything. It's my pants. So I've not had
my water bong, my motorcycle, my other motorcycle, my flatbread,
my toilet paper that I don't use. So that is that. I do love stories though about the snarky airline people.
Absolutely. God bless them.
Hey, it's got to be a stressful job, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
You ever been in a cockpit before?
Especially when you have to deal with people like this.
Get me the fuck off this goddamn fucking plane!
Oh my God.
I don't even know if I ever played that full video, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sound drops from this woman just having a meltdown.
Jesus.
Do I know what hell is? I've fucking been there 10 fucking times! I've lived to tell the fucking story!
That's actually like a hardcore line drop right there. Do you know what hell is? I've been there.
I'm in it right now. I'm flying Spirit. She got up there too. You can hear the seatbelt unbuckling. Like she's gonna get up and rush someone.
She is untethered and her rage knows no bounds.
Well, I would say that was an entertaining 699th episode.
I would say so as well.
I believe next episode, unless something changes, and I think that's going to be next week, if not the week after, Molly McAleer will be here.
Ooh.
And that's how we'll be celebrating the 700th episode of this podcast.
And I look forward to being back on for the 999th.
Hey, that's 300 episodes from now. And it is funny because at the beginning of the episode, we talked about what happened 300 episodes ago.
Daddy Bonaducci!
But I wipe my own ass, though, is what I'm saying. I might be a fucking imbecile, but at least I know how to do that.
We're proud of you.
And most of the time... Most of the time I walk away.
Never take that away from you.
Thank you. Most of the time I walk away not bleeding. So, so there's that. All right, Acc. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For the rest of you, thank you for listening. We are the Acc and Jack Show. We will talk at you next time. See you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Privatization may not have happened. This has been a presentation of the Solid Listen Podcast Network.
At this point, I think everyone should leave.